animals in our care, but half of those are in foster care. So we have an amazing group of foster families, and I have had lots of people reach out to want to foster. At this time, we're going to currently use the fosters that we know and that have worked with us. It's just easier for us rather than onboarding and training at this time, but we greatly, greatly appreciate everybody's compassion and support around this. But we really do feel blessed that so many of our animals were already in foster care.
You said there were 19 cats that were taken out of the building, correct?
Yes.
And of those cats, can you tell us conditions?
So we had 19 cats taken out. One did die last night from smoke inhalation, it appears. We sent one to an emergency vet for oxygen, and I haven't gotten an update. Yeah, we haven't gotten an update on that cat. And the other cats are resting comfortably next door. Our veterinarian came in last night, checked all the animals, worked with them, and our shelter veterinarian is on her way to check the animals in ISO.
Steve, now that you're here and seeing the damage, I know it was very emotional last night, but now you were really able to take this in. What is it like to see this? How are you feeling?
It's just, it's been a crappy year and a half, and this is horrible. To anybody that works in animal welfare, this scene right here is just your living nightmare. We put so much care into the dogs and cats we receive, and to not be able to go in and just know that some of them have passed away, it's very difficult emotionally. A building's a building. It's the care that we put into each and every animal that comes in here. So that's the realization as the sun comes up that we're not going to be doing business out of this building ever again.
Wasn't the building set to close tomorrow?
So the clinic, we weren't going to be using this front clinic as of tomorrow. We were shifting those services to Alafaya. So there was not even anybody in the building yesterday, in that part of the building. So yes, but we were shifting services over to Alafaya. Yeah, so all of the adoptions and stuff was still going forward as usual. Should I pause? So this clinic was due to just transition over to our Alafaya clinic, where we do all of our spay and neuters and have for a year and a half, and then we would be doing our vaccine clinics and some wellness out of that facility.
And then talk about the project in the works to actually build a new facility.
So ironically, we are getting set to decide on a builder for our new building, which is slated to open in June 2024. That might probably move up. We purchased land on John Young Parkway about 2 years ago almost, and went through planning and zoning and all of that. It's about 8 acres on Lake Catherine near the jail, and so we'll be selecting a design builder in October and go from there.
I know a lot of people are just devastated about this. I have a lot of people tweeting just saying I adopted my cat from there. I mean, can you just talk about the impact this organization has had on the community and making families whole with their pets?
So we've been here since 1937, and on this past Saturday, we kind of led with a group of shelters in Florida to bring in 248 dogs and cats from Louisiana. Even though we're in a hurricane state and still in hurricane season, we knew that what Louisiana was going through was far more significant and long lasting. I mean, little did we know 4 days later that our own shelter would burn down. But we have adopted out tens of thousands of dogs and cats to citizens in the greater Orlando area. And I can speak to the one that I adopted from Pet Alliance. And when I got home last night, it was emotional. And she just looked at me. And then you just know that people that own dogs and cats and that have them in their lives just get the joy they bring to your life, and they also in this moment understand what all of my colleagues at Pet Alliance are going through. I really can't express how deeply sad this makes our staff.
Have you ever been more grateful for foster families than you were this morning?
So, you know, when I came up on the building last night and saw the flames shooting through the roof, my second thought, after my first thought was an expletive, my second thought was about the fosters and all the work they do and how this could have been significantly worse if it weren't for all the fosters that we have.
Can you tell us what your reaction was when you saw the building up in flames and knowing there were animals inside?
So I can't use those words on TV,
Uh,
but it was holy shnikes, Batman. It took me about an hour. I couldn't even take photographs. I just was looking at it, and I ended up snapping like 2 pictures. One was a firefighter bringing out a cat, so I, had the wherewithal to get that. But it's just like nothing you see on TV. So, and the efficiency in the way the firefighters worked, in kind of encapsulating and controlling the fire. But you're watching your life's work. And I have staff that have been here 10, 20 years. I've been here 5.5 years. It's indescribable.
What kind of words? Disbelief, shock? Have you ever
It is shock. It is an out-of-body experience. You really you just don't ever envision. I mean, we just put a new roof on it 6 months ago. That was like to keep the rain out. And you just, it's devastating. I was gutted, and then I started thinking, okay, how do I temporarily house these animals? I mean, you immediately go into what are the next steps. I got to get them out. Once I knew that the majority of them were out and safe, it was like, okay, now I know they're safe at Orange County, then what's the next step? And as a director, you just have to go through that process.
Now, Steve, with all the cameras represented here today, you're going to have millions of viewers. Tell me, what can our viewers do to help you?
It's pretty simple. We will need cat food, wet cat food, for all the animals that are still in foster. We will need towels. We will need financial donations. At this point, we don't really need volunteers to come out here. We can't access the building. We'll keep posting on social media, but it's really, obviously people that want to send in donations that will help us continue our operations, whether in a temporary location. I've had several businesses reach out to me overnight offering warehouse space and space. So it's a matter of assessing what we have and where and what we can take.
We're told that people who work across from here ran into the burning building to help get some of the animals out. What do you feel and think about that?
Orange County Animal Services, we have a great relationship and we partner with them on a lot of things. We treat all of their heartworm positive dogs after people adopt them. We operate the spay and neuter clinic. It's their building and we do the services. It does not surprise me that they would run in, that's what animal people do. We had some staff, 2 of our own staff assisted firefighters in getting some of the cats out before the blaze got bigger. It's great teamwork, and they were here until the wee hours of the morning, really, helping us get the animals in to intake. So it's a good partnership.
And just have to make sure I have the numbers correct. You said there were 41 cats, right?
So we had 41 cats in the cat area and the shelter medical. 19 of them got out alive. 1 did pass away overnight.
And then the 20 are unaccounted for.
The 20 are unaccounted for.
Does that include the 2 that were?
19 includes the 2 that came out this morning.
Anything else, Steve?
No, thank you all for coming out. We really appreciate the media support. I think we have a great relationship with the local media, in good times and bad times. So we certainly appreciate you all getting out here this morning as well.